Intelligent System Analytic Computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Alert. Contamination scan initiated. Contamination scan completed. Warning. Viral contamination confirmed.
The green poison, the dollar flu plague, moneypox, the dollar pox, wages of sin, buck flu, dollar bug, cash box, small bill, and the legal tender. A lot of names for a supervirus designed to do one job: to kill. It's pretty good at its job, isn't it, New York? The green poison was designed as a means of population control by the infamous Dr. Gordon Amherst. Amherst, a virologist by trade, created the virus because he believed that humanity was too powerful and that Mother Nature needed help advancing her creations to put humanity back in check. Well, it worked, didn't it? We're in check. We're well in check now. According to the notes obtained through Dr. Jessica Candle, the current virologist working to develop a cure, the green poison is a weaponized supervirus comparable to smallpox. The bad part? That it bites much worse than smallpox. It incubates within its host at an accelerated rate, becomes infectious during the incubation period, meaning it has an increased opportunity to spread faster, and it's also way more lethal. The green poison contains traces of 6 separate pathogens inside of it. To make things easy, let's get this out of the way. Each bit of this mix and match supervirus has something they bring to the table, but they all cause high fever, fatigue, and some sort of painful symptom. What makes the virus so deadly is what it picks up during their travels that they all don't share in common. The first pathogen is dengue, which infects 400 million people yearly and specifically features severe eye aches, general pains throughout the joints and muscles, plus mild bleeding and a really nasty rash. The worst part? It lowers your white cell count, making you much more susceptible to newer infections. The next pathogen is Ebola. You know that virus everyone in the US was freaked out about a few years back? That's the one. It causes severe headaches, muscle pain, diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, and hemorrhaging. Then we add in H1N1, which is a particularly nasty strain of the traditional flu virus. It got really bad back in 2009 and was also responsible for the 1918 flu outbreak, more commonly known as the Spanish flu. It features your normal flu symptoms of aches, chills, cough, headaches, loss of appetite, and sore throat. Fourth to the list is the Hantavirus. It brings along muscle aches in large sections of the body, such as the thighs, hips, back, and shoulders. It then adds coughing and shortness of breath as the lungs begin to fill with fluid at later stages. The next virus added is the Marburg virus, which starts with your normal chills, headache, and muscle aches, but quickly adds on a rash on the chest, back, and stomach, plus nausea, vomiting, chest pain, sore throat, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. If left untreated or worse, some guy adds it into a supervirus, aka it's jaundice, pancreatic inflammation, severe weight loss, delirium, liver failure, and massive hemorrhaging with organ dysfunction. The last thing Amherst added was the swine flu, a subset of the H1N1 virus, giving chills, sore throat, muscle pains, headaches, coughing, weakness, and shortness of breath. Each of these 6 items has a very specific reason for being part of the entirety of the whole. Some of them, such as the flu variants, are made to be infectious and spread fast, just like a normal flu virus would. Others, like the Marburg and the Ebola virus, are made to make it more deadly and kill faster. Dengue is there specifically to make the ability to cure the virus harder and open the doorway for the other pathogen symptoms to manifest with less of a pushback from the white blood cells. It's a work of art if you consider art to be the mass killing of an entire population. How did it get here though? This virus didn't just pop up overnight, did it? We know it got the easy bake oven treatment by Amherst, but that doesn't explain how it spread. The simple answer is through handling dollar bills during the biggest shopping day of the year, Black Friday. He put the virus on infected bills and simply went out into New York to distribute them, knowing just how many people he'd come in contact with and knowing just how many people he'd kill. No one had any idea that it was a bioweapon strain of smallpox. This was largely due to the flu-like symptoms it started out with, so most people just thought it was a really bad flu bug that decided to start going around. In fact, Sarah didn't officially name the virus for what it was until December 2nd, a full 6 days after symptoms began appearing and deaths started coming in. The virus spread over those 6 days at a rapid level, hitting any and all people. It didn't show any discretion on who it latched onto as it swept its way through all of New York. Due to its ability to incubate as well as infect at the same time, a trait that is rare in the pathogen community, it could spread before symptoms even showed up. This gave it an edge in getting to more and more people effectively. Even if the virus wasn't contagious during incubation, the early symptoms only show up as those of the common cold. This virus was released at the very beginning of flu season. No one could have foreseen this. They expected a bug that would just make them want to lay in bed for a few days, not die. Due to all of this, it hit the hardest place possible first: the medical community. You might not think about it, but someone has to take care of the sick when they get infected. Imagine a swarm of new patients coming in for the flu. Now imagine that every single person is spreading the virus when they go to the doctor, and that the medical personnel is unknowingly giving it to every single patient they see, who then gives it to their families, who gives it to their co-workers. Do you get where I'm going yet? It snowballs. It snowballs and kills the doctors who need to treat it first because they are the ones seeing the first sick patients. With how it spreads and the incubation period also being the infection period, you could hit millions in days, billions in a week, the whole world in a month or less. Now, we've seen bad strains of viruses in the past. Mother Nature is good at finding new ways to kill us, but this lab-grown engineered supervirus is unheard of. It mutates at a rapid level, so fast that samples are needed daily to track the new stages, genetic drift, and symptoms of the virus. It's highly resistant to conventional drugs, and antibodies seem to be unable to identify the virus internally, therefore making them unable to exterminate it. Nothing seems to work, and because of that, we don't have a vaccine right now. The genetic drift is just too wide. Even conservative estimates put the chances of having a natural immunity to the virus at a very small amount. Less than 5% of the population is estimated to be immune, and that's what the current strains accounted for, not future ones that we haven't even encountered yet. If you think you might be immune, think twice, or you'll be playing the flu lottery with your life. And if you're wrong, you'll be cashing out, as people like to say when you die from the virus. This is normally the part where I tell you how to stop the threat, the part where we give you a list of things to watch out for and what to do if you see them. The problem here is that there isn't a way to stop and report it in the traditional sense. You can wash your hands, keep them away from your face, stay away from others when they're sick or have been around others that are sick. The primary method of transmission is airborne, so wear masks over your mouth and nose whenever possible. The secondary is broken skin or your eye membrane, hence not touching your face. If you do think you are sick, go to a quarantine center and get checked up, but do it in a way to protect yourself and others. There's no other way around this. I don't want to be the guy to tell you just go to a doctor and a quarantine zone, especially after the mess that happened in the dark zone and the first quarantine zones, but that is the best option right now. We're deep into this, and right now, there's no way out. We need to survive, New York. We need to keep ourselves safe and outlast this until the scientists and doctors come up with a cure. That's all we can do. Wash your hands, cover your mouths and noses, keep your eyes wide and your mind open. Save this channel if you want to know more. Until then, I'm out.